Now I want to welcome in John Wall to the 24/7 Sports feature, Social Distance. John, how are things, brother?
I'm great, Brody. How you doing?
I am good. I'm good. I appreciate you taking out the time to do this. Obviously, we're in a little bit of different time in America right now. How's this time been for you?
It's been cool. It's something that we all had to get adjusted to. It's totally different to something that we probably wouldn't expect. And I would say probably the craziest thing that you probably experienced in your lifetime, and probably me in my 29 years of just having the whole world on a lockdown. And it's been difficult, but lucky for me, I have my son here. I have a weight room I can do weightlifting in. I have a half-court basketball court where I'm allowed to still make sure I stand on tip-top shape as best as possible and still get shots up. So everybody don't have that type of benefit, but that's kind of what I've been doing. And then I just started going back to school this week. So
Oh, nice.
Going towards my business degree. So I'm still at UK doing that. So that's been great.
How much longer do you have until you get a degree?
I think maybe a year and a half to 2 years. I took a little bit of time off when I first came to the league, but there's not that much time left. And I'm doing a personal finance class right now, so it's pretty interesting.
Awesome. What is that like, trying to stay in shape during this whole deal? Obviously, you got a pretty good setup, but has it been difficult or not too bad?
Yeah, it's difficult. With me, I watch LeBron's page and other guys' page that he motivates himself to go every day.
Right.
And it kind of feels me to okay, keep going, because you can be lazy at this time. And
Yep.
I told my family members and friends, I said, it's two ways you can come out of this. You come back in doing positive things and being in a better way than what you was before, or you come back in and be negative and be going downhill. And then that's the way however you want to take this aspect, because it's been a tough time for all of us and not knowing what's going to happen or what's going on. But I'm in shape, but I'm not in basketball shape. You know how that is. You can do all this one-on-one conditioning and all this, but when you're out there going through contact, getting bumped off pick and rolls and those type of things, it's a different atmosphere. So I'm in shape, but I'm not in game shape, to be honest.
Right. One thing I noticed is you've been doing a lot of biking. Are you into the Peloton or what?
Well, dope thing is I had just ordered my Peloton maybe a month or two before this even hit.
Got it.
And when I was on the road with the team, some hotels had them, and I just started using them because they didn't have Kaisers.
Right.
I was like, this is pretty dope. Sit in front of the screen like I'm talking to you now on Zoom, and you have a class. And they play hip-hop music or whatever type of music, rock and roll, whatever country, whatever you want to listen to. And you just pick an instructor you like and how many minutes you want to go. So, on days if it's not nice outside or I feel like I can't get out there on my bike, I do 45 minutes twice a day on there and pick two different classes. So I do Peloton when I can, when I'm home. And then when I get a chance, like today, it was 85 today. One of the nicest days it's been since I've been in DC. And I got out and hit the road. I rode from my house. I live in Montgomery County. I rode from my house all the way past DCA Reagan Airport to Mount Vernon Trail. So it's it was crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've been doing the Pelotons. Those things
You
are
like it?
legit. Yeah, I do.
I say man, I feel bad for normal stationary bikes that we used to using, but it just knocks it out the way, because now instead of you going to a Soul Cycle class, anything like that, you have that Soul Cycle class, anything right in front of you now. You can do it at home.
You can also do. I've done some of just the normal workouts too. The app on your phone. It's like body weight stuff. It's a good deal.
Yeah.
So I wanted to jump in a little. You've got an AAU program back home, and you've done a really awesome job of just building relationships with kids in high school, and I'm sure you had guys pouring into you when you were back in high school. But I guess I'm curious, what motivated you to do that and continue to do that? I know there's different guys that you built relationships with, whether they would be at Kentucky or in high school and with the AAU team.
The crazy thing is, like you said, they're I wish what really made me want to do it is I told you, anything I do, I like to be hands-on. I feel like us in this world with that we have money, we feel like just giving money is enough. That's not. Make these people feel like you're normal just like them, which we are. We just have a name that's big time out there. You've been as a reporter for so many years. You're like, okay, that's Evan Daniels. But if you just was Evan Daniels a regular guy, nobody would pay you attention. But you're a reporter and a scout that did all that for years, that build your resume up so people are like, okay, I understand who he is. And same with me. I was always good at basketball at Ben John Wall in North Carolina, but I didn't have opportunity to get on that platform until I got on a national scene. So I never had the opportunity to meet my favorite player growing up or have somebody teach me the rope. So for me, I just try to tell these kids, man, I love the game. I played the game because I loved it. Yeah. And I feel like nowadays, and I don't like to get off track with it, but I think nowadays, so many kids play for the money or play for the social media likes. We didn't have that back then. If you didn't go to the games or get nobody to do a video of you, you wasn't getting notarized.
Yep.
But I love doing it for my AU team. I remember growing up, we only had really like one legit AU team, and it was Garner Road Bulldogs, David West team that I grew up in. A lot of players like TJ Warren, Devontae Graham, and Rodney Purvis, all of us, CJ Leslie, play under that program. And then you had all of a sudden you had Brian Clifton start D1 Sports that had some national attention, and then you had Chris Paul come around and build his team. And Stackhouse and those guys have a team now. So for me, I was like, sponsored by Adidas at the time, and I think it's dope to get these kids the opportunity to get that platform.
Yeah.
And as much as possible throughout the summer when I was off, I try to go to the tournaments and support them. And I give all those guys my number. And like I say, even the guys that's still in college or some guys that didn't even play for my program, I just try to be a mentor for them because I know what they went to. And one of the craziest stories was, I think P.J. Washington told me when I was a freshman, he was like in 4th grade or something. And I went to Kentucky. I'm like, well, you're in the league now. So it just kind of blows my mind to understand, like when I was a freshman, he was in 4th grade. So that lets you know how long I've been around. And a lot of kids tell me like they went to Kentucky because of me. You know what I mean? And then I think that's big time to understand what I did for high school basketball and just the relationship I have with all these kids still. Like even if they don't go to Kentucky, like Anthony Edwards is one guy I'm very close with. You know what I mean? He went to Georgia. So that doesn't bother me what school they go to, just as long as they're doing the right things for themselves and their family. And I just try to tell a lot of kids, I've seen a lot of kids pick a college because of their parents or other reasons. Right. I said, bro, pick this decision because of you. Because when you get there, you're the only one that have to suffer what the coach go through if you don't like the school. And then you got to go through a whole protocol of trying to transfer. That is very tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't want to be one of those kids that's supposed to be one and done or maybe 2 years and then you at a school, you transfer 3 or 4 times and then you're off the radar. You never talked about anymore.
For sure. It's kind of crazy when I was looking back at some of your stats and stuff. I can't believe it's been 10 years since came out of high school.
Yeah, it's crazy. Really 11 since high school, 10 since I've been in the league.
Yeah.
Yo, I graduated 09, 29 now, going on 30. Don't make no sense to me. So it's just crazy. So like when I went back to Kentucky this year, I took my assistant because like we had a preseason game there and we got a chance to see the madness. But I was like, you don't understand like what this fan base is like and like how it was every day. Yeah. So when I went there, we went through like a whole tour and all this, and she was like, I cannot believe it. Like this don't make sense. I said, don't get me wrong, it's schools that love basketball and basketball schools, but I never seen anything like that before. You got to think I'm from Hoop State with North Carolina and Duke and NC State and Wake Forest. I'm like, this was different.
Yep. No doubt. Well, one thing I wanted to bring up was you went through some adversity in high school. You were actually cut from your varsity team. I think it was your sophomore season. Yeah. I don't think I've actually ever really heard you tell that story. I guess walk me through what happened.
Well, I really don't know what happened. I was going to Garner High. Yeah. And I finished my sophomore year there. And I was going, and then like somebody in our conference told that I was staying with my best friend Tyrone Wood. You know Ty. So I was staying with Ty. And somebody was like, well, that's not his address. So I had to move. So like my Davie Street address from downtown is like right by Shaw is Broughton's address. So I had to go to Broughton. I went there for like the first 2 months, went through trials and all that, was dunking everything, killing everything. And it was me and Brock Young, and everybody knew Brock Young was like the nicest guy at the time in our era. Right. I'm like, well, if you about to have both of us in the backcourt, it's going to be a tough season for anybody because he was already getting 30 and 40. And I was on my way to school, and Brock called me like, you ain't make the team. I'm just thinking they joking. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, y'all laughing, y'all BSing around. I get there, look on the sheet, my name ain't on the board. I call my mom like, you'll come pick me back up. I ain't make the team. This is the first time I ever even really tried out for a team, to be realistic with you. So, you know what I mean? Like, I went to trials, but I already knew I was on the team. I already knew I was a starting guy. Right. But I knew at the time they had a guy like Luke Davis coming in. They wanted to go into Ravenscroft. So I think they didn't want to have me and Brock in the backcourt. I think they wanted to bring Luke around. So they tried to say, I ain't make the team because of grades. But I'm like, that don't work because I wouldn't be able to try out if I had bad grades regardless. Right. So that never panned out to me. And then at that time, it's panic mode because you can't go play for no public schools no more because you already went through the trials with one team. So now it's like, okay, do I go to Oak Hill or do I go to Word of God? Like, but I wouldn't even think about Word of God. I'm thinking like, well, I'm about to go to Oak Hill or one of these IMGs or big time schools. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I got to go to one of these prep schools now. And we called, and everybody was like, go to Word of God. I'm like, all right, I went to Word of God. And then I just reclassed back to my right grade, which I reclassed from 11th grade to the 10th grade, which was like really my right grade. I would just started school early. Right. So everybody was like, he a fifth year senior. I'm like, no, reality, I would have graduated high school at 17. I just wanted to graduate at 18 with my friends. So I did that, and I went to Word of God, and it was history from there when I got cut.
Did you think that any of this was possible at that time?
What? All this to happen?
Yeah.
No, like I knew I was nice. I knew I was talented. I knew I was getting opportunity like to be on the scene, but I never had the national attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, if I go get the national attention my junior year, it's gonna be late. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
cool to blossom late, but it'd be too late for me. So I was like, you know what? Talking to Brian DeWano, they're like, okay, just go back to your grade with your guys at in 10th grade, and then we'll start. So I got off running from that point on, going to the summer, you know, Reebok U. But
Yeah.
before Reebok U, I went to the Reebok camp. We had to get invited to Chicago. And they take the top 5 best players from there. Then we go to Reebok U, which
Yeah.
is called like New ABCD. I took off running there. Then I went to Vegas. Everybody thought it was a fluke that I played well, and I went off killing there. And then it was just history from that point forward.
Yeah. I think one of the cool things about this whole story is you now do the holiday tournament that you
Yeah.
sponsor.
That's what I was about to get to. That's crazy. That's why we've been so cool for so many years. But it's like, it's amazing to me because my sister was still going to that school. And they said when they used to have basketball games, people used to have a John Wall Broughton jersey on. Like, why did you cut him like during the game? And, you know, I mean, I never wish nothing bad on anybody or anything like that. But like, it's amazing to me now. Like, and I posted on one of my posts when I had my son with me. It's like, the school that cut me is a tournament now where I hold my tournament at. So that tournament is now mine.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, like it was amazing to me because like I seen the guy that cut me mopping the floor after the game.
Oh wow.
You see what I'm saying? And for me, I'm like, well, shit, at all odds, I came out on top of this.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it was devastating, I never got cut before my life. I couldn't believe it. But
Right.
now I'm seeing the guy that cut me and don't have an answer for me. Won't even look me in my eyes. He's mopping the floor in my tournament, like during halftime and breaks. And I'm like, well, this is my tournament. So every time he come in here, he has to see my name and see my family all over there. So I feel like I accomplished something bigger than what that was. And that was probably a plan that God had for me that I didn't understand at that time and didn't expect. But I think that took me to another level of loving the game because that's the first time I ever seen my mom cry about basketball.
Got it.
When I got cut.
Got it. Well, when you were in high school, I guess at the end of your high school career, you're going through the recruiting process. Obviously, you ultimately went to Kentucky, but I know Miami was heavily involved, and I think there was a different point in your recruitment that I kind of thought you could even end up there. Was that as close as some thought, or was it always Kentucky?
For one, it was always where Coach Cal was. I remember when, I think even before Cal even was recruiting me at the time, like, you know what I mean, he was at Memphis.
Right.
And I just turned on the game. I think Tennessee was playing Memphis, and I seen Derrick Rose. I'm like, damn. I said, this all. Right when I said it, all my homeboys. I looked at my homeboy. I said, this is the school I'm going to. They're like, you tripping? You can't say that right now. Like, you ain't even take no visits, nothing. I'm like, bro, this is me all over again. Like the way Derrick Rose play, I'm like, this is how I play. Fast, athletic, push the pace, just go get a bucket. If you can get a bucket, I'm like, this is how I play. So in my mind, I'm like, wherever Coach Cali, I'm going there. So when he started recruiting, I'm like, well, that's where I'm going. But you know what I mean? Just building that relationship with Frank Hayes. He's from North Carolina. So building that relationship with him. Then me and Durant Scott, like people don't even understand, me and Durant Scott was so close.
Right.
So like when he committed there, I was like, yo, I'm this close to like making changes to go there with him. And to be realistic is, it even got even more tighter when Coach Cal was about to go from Memphis to Kentucky. He called me and told me, like, yo, I'm about to transfer. I'm like, all right, that's fine. I like Kentucky anyway. Like, I love everything about their fan base. When I took visits there when Billy Gillespie was there, I loved everything about it. I just didn't want to play with Coach Gillespie. So I'm like, I'm going to go Memphis where Cal is. And he called me. I'm like, all right, perfect. I ain't got to take a visit to Kentucky. I already know how the atmosphere. I know how it goes. And we was at the Nike Hoop Summit in, Portland, the one you play in Portland.
Yep.
And I was playing with Xavier. And Xavier is a talented player, but he was just shooting the ball so much, not mad. He won't get in the ball. I called Cal after that. I was like, Cal, if he's coming, he's committed to Memphis there. I was like, Cal, when you switch to Kentucky, if he's coming, I promise you I won't go. I told him that straight up. I was like, I can't go because I'm like, man, me, DeMarcus, and E. Bledsoe, all these guys about to sacrifice. He had to sacrifice. We're not going to get a lot of shots.
Right.
We all used to average 25 or more on our team. We're not going to be like that. And I don't think he could buy into that. And I think his brother was trying to go to school too. And then I think Cal ended up not bringing him. I was like, okay, I'll go to Kentucky. But I think if Xavier would have went, I probably would end up in Miami.
Wow. Well, in that 1 year, you obviously had a lot of success. You ended up going number 1 in the draft. Looking back at your time at Kentucky, what sticks out as like your best or favorite moment?
I don't even really think I can pick one, man. I think just like Midnight Madness could be the best because just how the atmosphere was when we walked in there, and then it was just like rock star status every day. Like I couldn't believe it. It's like every time it was like I was on a road, like a tour.
Yeah.
Everything felt like a tour, but like I just think like I was just talking to Jason Smith the other day about like one of my favorite teams in the NBA is my 16-17 team. Like that's the most fun I ever had playing basketball because we all just enjoyed winning. and doing whatever it took. Like, we didn't care who was the best player, who was getting the recognition. And like I said in one of my interviews on All the Smoke, I was like, I was supposed to be on a Slam magazine by myself. You remember like Derrick Rose and Tyreek had one?
Yeah.
I was like, y'all, I've been on 4 or 5 magazines by myself already. Like, let's put Pat on it. Let's put DeMarcus and E. Bled. These guys might not never get a Slam cover ever. And I'm like, yo, this ain't me by myself. Like, yeah, I'm the star of this, but I'm not the guy by myself. So when they was able to put all those guys with me on the cover, I think they made our team come out of it even more stronger. Because they didn't even know. Like, they see me in their photo shooting. Like, I was about to start my individual. And then everybody was like, yo, y'all jerseys in there. Y'all got to come join the shoot. They were like, oh, y'all lying. And I think they just made us so dope. You know what I mean? Like me, E. Bled, and DeMarcus, they used to call us the Three Amigos there, so we got matching tats with 3A for life. So I just feel like that bond with that team is just always going to be there.
Yeah, for sure. What is it about Calipari that has so many elite players drawn to play for him?
I think he's just real. You know what I mean? I think he's just being real. Like, he came into my house, and he'll go anywhere to go visit you. Like, he don't care if you live in the hood, not the hood. He's not scared. He's pulling up. And probably talked about basketball for 2 questions. Do you want to be great? Do you want to make the NBA? That's it. Everything else is like, how's your life going? What do you see you doing this for your mom or doing this for your family? Like, he not preaching basketball, you know what I mean? And he not there saying, well, I'm going to give you the ball 95% of the time, 100 times. He told me from day one, you're going to be on the second string, and you got to earn your way to the first string. And I think just being that guy that can get 5 All-Americans to play as one whole team, that's very tough to do with egos and all that and putting to the side.
Yeah.
And he really like a father figure to people, man. Like, you know what I mean? He takes you in. He preaches you about what he think you need to do to prepare yourself to where you want to get to.
Well, you didn't stay on that second team very long.
No, we all didn't. No, we didn't. We probably stayed for like 2 practices and it was over. Well, I think I try to tell people this today. Like, me and Cal still talk like once or twice every 2 or 3 days or 4 days. Like, we just communicate, and it ain't like all this and that. It's like my first NBA game, he came to it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He really is there for his players. And I feel like some coaches be faking it and holding you back. If you nice, go do what you do. He wants you to get out there and go make a living for yourself because he know where everybody's coming from. You know what I mean? He know what the struggles you've been through. And I was having to talk about somebody there. I was like, I see a lot of like the high school kids going to the G League. I'm like, cool, I understand that's what they want to do. But I'm like, you've been poor for 18 years, 17 years. What 8 more months going to do?
Right.
What do
you think about the whole G League thing?
For me, I don't like it. I'm like, because I'm like, the best fun you're going to have and the best experience you're going to get is college. And like I said, if I was broke for 17, 18 years, bro, 8 more months ain't going to hurt me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how I look at it. I like the best fun I had at basketball was college, like going on the road, being with your teams. And also, like, people coming to the G League, they understand you're going against grown men now. Like, these grown men is trying to get back in the league. They're not about to let high school kids just come there and do whatever they want.
Right.
And I'm like, if some of them go there and don't pan out to be good, now you hurt your NBA stock.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying? So I was like, I'd rather go to college, build my stock up even more if I can, figure it out. But, you know what I mean? Everybody's tied to their own opinion. I just feel like me, I would go to college.
Yeah, for sure. You've obviously been out with an injury for the past year and a half. Well, what's kind of the road to recovery been like for you?
It's been difficult. It's been great, though. You know what I mean? Because me, I've been playing like, for me to be a 5-time All-Star, I'd be putting up some of them that I can put up with damn near on one leg. I couldn't believe it myself. Like when I had the bone spur in my knee, the doctor took it out. He was like, I'm surprised you ain't ruptured your knee years ago. You know what I mean? And then I had the Achilles with the bone spur in it. And but it's been difficult because I had like 4 different infections in it. Right. So I had to keep getting it cleaned out and restarting over. But once I got all past that and got the ground rolling, it's been an easy breeze for me. I have like great people around me, support team that's pushing me every day to get better, and I'm pushing them. And the sky's the limit. Like, this is the most healthiest I'll be damn near my whole NBA career. You know what I mean? That's why I took my time, and that's why I didn't want to come back this season and try to play on a minute restriction and try to do all that. I just want to make sure I'm fully healthy, body is right where I wanted to be, and prepare for next season.
Has this whole time away made you hungrier once you get back on the court?
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm the guy that you know, like you be hunting people. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm the guy hunting people again because, like, now it's like I don't be talked about in point guards no more. Oh, he's done. He won't be the same. Like, that is nothing but, like, me putting notes in my phone and reading it before I work out or before I play a game has more motivation. So I'm proud and glad for the people that think I'm done.
Yeah. I mean, you said it, 5-time NBA All-Star, but it sounds like you still feel like you have something to prove.
Yeah, I have a lot to prove. I just feel like me, period, like if any platform, like other than being ranked number 1 in my class other than that, like I don't get no recognition of anything. You know what I mean? I just feel like I got written off of like basketball player, Mr. Basketball in North Carolina. I didn't win that. You know what I mean? I didn't get some of those accolades, and it's like, okay, rookie of the year, all those. I'm like, well, what else can I get? So it's my time to prove even more what I'm worth.
What part of your game do you think will come back more improved than when you stopped playing?
My jump shot for sure. I mean, that's the main key for me. That was it. Like, if people don't even know, like, just sometimes stopping to even go full speed and try to stop was the worst. Like, it was like somebody stabbed me with a knife in my heel and twisting it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that was so bad. But, like, just me being able to take time off just to get that fully healthy. And, you know, when I shoot one dribble pull-ups or run and do certain things, it don't bother me at all. Like, I just feel free.
Yeah.
And that's one aspect I worked on was definitely my post-up game, shooting the ball and floaters.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I want to switch gears a little. Have you been watching the Last Dance?
Yes, for sure. You know that.
What stood out to you about it?
GOAT.
So that's
like the GOAT. Like for like people say different eras. Yes, it's different eras, but imagine somebody averaging 37 when you can get beat up, no 3 seconds, hand checks, all that. You know what I mean? Like now, if you hit somebody like that, you suspended 10 games.
Yeah.
So you telling me a guy got through all that? What would he do in this era? Well, like just to see the stuff he would do. Like I remember he was swinging a baseball bat in his locker, smoking a cigar, and he was like, the young dude. I think the young guy he had played him on the back-to-back, and the young guy like told him good game or something after. He just used his motivation. Yep. He was like, yeah, guy can talk when they up 10 or 15 points, but they see if he talk that trash when it's 0-0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys don't think like that. Like his mindset was different. His competitive drive was different.
Yeah, for sure.
Like even him getting into the altercation with Steve Kerr, that lets you know like. But at the same time, with that drive he had, he wanted somebody to say something back. You know what I mean? Because he wanted to see that you would go to war with him. Mm-hmm. If he can punk you all the way through, he knew he had you. And like, come on, man. Like the stuff he was going through, the stuff he was doing, I never seen nothing like that. Like he couldn't even leave his hotel room.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like that one episode, he had hotel workers, like they always downstairs in the lobby waiting for autographs. I'm like, y'all supposed to be cleaning rooms. They were like, nah, Michael Jordan coming through. Yeah. So I just think like, I mean, and then just look at like, if his mom never made him go to the Nike meet, we don't even know if we would have Jordans out here.
It's crazy, right?
We don't see it like that, though. You know what I mean? Like, we don't understand because Nike wasn't nothing back then.
Yeah. I was surprised that, and obviously 92 million is a lot of money, but I was surprised he hadn't made more on the court than that number. Obviously,
I knew that because, like, everybody was talking about Scotty contract, but Jordan had a contract like that, too.
Yep.
The most money Jordan really made was, like, his last 2 years that they wanted the last three-peat, I think.
Yeah.
That was the most he made on his last three-peat, to be realistic. Other than that, he didn't make no money. And then Scotty ended up making more than him anyway because Scotty went to the Rockets, and then Scotty ended up going to Portland where he got paid good.
Yeah, those last.
Like Jordan was getting like I think he was getting like $5 million a year. That was the most highs he can get.
Yep.
You telling me the greatest player of all time was getting $5 a year? Like that's vet minimums now and stuff like that. But
it's different.
That lets you know how like his marketing was off the court. Like that's how big Jordan brand is to get him to be a billionaire.
What type of numbers do you think he's putting up if he's playing today?
Man, Jordan averaging 45 and whatever else you want. Because, like, you can't touch nobody. Like, you can't hand check.
Yeah, for sure.
No hand check. You playing 6'6" guys at center. Like, the league is totally different. So I'm not knocking it, but it's just if you can't score right now and get a bucket one-on-one, then you don't belong in basketball. Because that's what a lot of people pride themselves off of, just go get a one-on-one bucket now.
Yeah.
There's no, like, you don't really have shoot around no more. Like, there's no plays to go over. There's no system to run. So it's like a lot more free-flowing for a lot of rookies and second-year players coming in.
What do you think is the most important attribute for a point guard in the NBA right now?
I think the best attribute is what the way the point guards is now, man, you got to have some dog.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's the biggest thing. You got to have dog as a point guard. Like, if you can be nice and be quiet, then it's too many dogs in this league at that position that will rip you apart.
Yeah.
And especially with the young talent we got coming in now is even more hungry than anything. So it's going to be a good league for a while.
You think Ant Edwards is going one?
I would take him one. That's the guy I would take. I mean, I feel like a guy that's damn near built like Russell Westbrook, athletic-wise, and can definitely shoot the ball better than like all of us have coming out of college. I think he's work on shot selection up there, but like that's the only thing I say. Like when somebody's that athletic and can shoot a little bit, he don't get to the rim enough for me. He shoots a lot of jumpers where I would want to see him attack more.
Yep.
I feel like he should be the number one guy.
Yeah. That's who I got number one on my board. And we'll see.
Yeah. I think he should be easily number one.
Let's close with this. Obviously, hopefully, you got plenty of good years left in the tank. But what does life look like for John Wall after the NBA?
Be a dad, do all the shit I couldn't do when I'm playing. I'm getting a business management degree. That's what I'm working on. But I definitely want to be like a GM or something like that. Like that's what I'm ultimately working towards, to be like a GM or a coach. I would still want to be involved in basketball as much as possible, though. That's how much I love the game, and just trying to help the younger generation understand what it's about and the platform they can go through and different obstacles I've been through.
Yeah. I'm not surprised to hear you say that. You probably don't remember this, but one time, I don't know, this was probably 8, 9 years ago, you told me that you record every NBA game, every college game, every high school game. You go back and watch them. You still do that?
Yeah, man, I got 3 TVs in my living room, so like I put 3 games on, and people be like, "Yo, how the hell you watch all of them?" I'll be like, "I record, because if I miss something, I can always go back and watch it later." But like me, bro, I watch girls basketball. It doesn't matter. Like if it's basketball, I just want to watch it.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching all the reruns they playing on NBA TV, and then like having the Last Dance is a big thing. I watched Kevin Durant and them basketball documentary last night. So just like anytime basketball comes on, I just try to pay attention to it and read up on it as much as possible.
Yeah. John, man, I appreciate you doing this, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, bro. Hit me up.